So another film covering the folktale, the famous folktale of La Llorona. But what would this film do different that the other films had not already done? Well, I got thoughts and I got a review to get into, so let's start that, folks, right now. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the film The Legend of La Llorona. I was about to say The Curse because that's another film, but The Legend of La Llorona, which is going to be in theaters January 7th and on demand and digital January 11th. So now that I bring that up, the previous films, The Curse of La Llorona, which I thought was a very entertaining film. I did enjoy that. I thought it was a pleasant surprise to me that I enjoyed that as much as I did. And then there's this film La Llorona, which came out I think last year, which was just fantastic. Which was really like I actually like was curious about that film because I was like, another film about La Llorona? Like it's rare that you get so many films about the same folktale so often. So I checked that one out and that was really good. Like, by all means, it was really good. So now that we got this new film, The Legend of La Llorona, I'm like, again? what are we going to do different this time? So the first two films that I named, The Curse and this La Llorona, they were very consistent in terms of what my knowledge is of the folktale, in which you have a woman who husband had some infidelity, so she decided to drown their two kids in retaliation, and so now she roams the earth around the water areas in order to reclaim the souls of other kids. So that's that. So now you have all these little kids scared and whatnot because the weeping woman is after her. But in this one, definitely different. What's different about this one is that the husband, in terms of their disagreement here, decides that he's going to take the kids, leave her, to get in an argument. He accidentally shoots her, kills her, and she dies in the water. So now her spirit is out here roaming the areas around the water, looking to reclaim her kids. She's searching for her kids that he's taken, but she's taking any kid at this point because she's not really sure who's who, I guess. But yeah, there's definitely some holes in that, but whatever. But they actually do explore some of those, like, wait, that doesn't make sense. So that's the interesting part about it. But as far as the story here, you have Andrew, Carly, and their son Danny. They travel to an isolated part in Mexico because essentially not only do Andrew and Carly kind of need a vacation, but Carly is adopted and she's never really met her true biological family or know much about her heritage. So this is more of a soul searching trip for her. But when they arrived, they didn't realize that, like, well, the person, we'll just say the Airbnb, but the person that they're staying with, they didn't realize that they brought a kid, and that absolutely brought fear in her eyes because she knows what's happening around town. A bunch of kids are disappearing because La Llorona is doing her thing. I should note that their very trusted and faithful taxi cab driver is played by Danny Trejo, who is just, he's legend, So his presence in this film definitely adds a lot of credibility and interest into watching it. But the toning of this is very much different. Like, I know this film wants to kind of be labeled as a horror film, but it's more of an action film, should I say? Because you're more or less just waiting to see as the events unravel, and you're never technically ever really scared. You're just kind of, I guess, curious to see what's next, what's going to happen next, how does this all resolve. And then you got Danny Trejo. You also got like the cartel involved in some of this as well too. And yeah, there's a bunch of different things kind of happening all at once, but like guns gets the blazing and some other stuff, so a little bit of action involved here. As far as the visuals, especially with La Llorona, at times they felt they were solid. At times they were kind of whatever. And this is clearly a lower budget film, but I still think for that, I thought it still was a very solid production. And I also will say, if you've been a fan of films that are distributed by Saban Films, it very much feels like a Saban film, where you know you're going to have like a good score. You may not have like the best acting, but you know that there will be a heightened element of some aspect to that film. And this one, I felt like it had a lot to do with just the minimum action. And by that, when there is action, I thought it was entertaining. But like the acting wasn't all of that. The story revelation was interesting. Like I said, the score was pretty solid. The visuals and production was pretty good. But it's just, to me, it was just another spin on this famous folktale. So that's part of the catalyst of kind of really going down this film, is to seeing how would this story differentiate from the other films, you know. And then obviously you got other little elements in this film. You got them trying to save their son Danny, who's taken to like this other dimension, in other words by the spirit La Llorona. You got Carly trying to save her kid. The husband gets captured by the cartel, and then she's trying to put all these things together. And like, again, like there's some holes in the plot, but nothing that was really detrimental to me watching this film. Like, you know, when something's really bad, I'm just completely tuned out. I completely stuck through this, and I wanted to see how it all was going to unravel. But overall, I gotta say, like, I don't absolutely think it was a bad film. I actually would be pretty honestly interested to see how would this look on the big screen. I thought the production, and especially with La Llorona at the times where it was really good, the spirit, when she was in spirit form, I thought they executed good. And I think with really good sounding, maybe some of those moments where I wasn't actually scared might be a little bit of change of heart there, so we'll see. But you know, I say check it out, especially if you are a fan of this famous folktale. I think that you may be interested as well to see how this one differs from the other. But until then, folks, stick around for more reviews and content very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.